Good morning. Well, we had a nice walk. William and I went to the stream. This morning I watched the deer. I fed them and then I came back and they were there again and I photographed them. I wanted to see which deer were which, and I figured that making many photos is a good way to do it. I guess what I should do is make albums and sort them according to who they are, what I have named them. Very interesting to do this. There are some that I know, some that I have named last year and forgot them because they didn't come very often. Like there's a young one with a definite eye ring, and it's very white, it goes all the way around his eye. He's got lots of fur in his ears and a very short nose. And so I've named him Baby Eye Ring. Now next year he won't look quite the same. I'm not sure how long it takes before their noses grow and they're full grown. It appears that perhaps the older they are, the longer the nose is. I know the younger they are, like the babies. I don't know if they're this year's babies or last year's babies. I don't know how much they grow in one season. But if they are this year's babies, his nose was very small. It was almost non-existent. Just a bump. And I was noticing the other ones. I'm going to compare the length of noses now. That's an interesting point. That's a feature I have not thought of. I also have decided that using decimeters as a measurement is a really good idea. It's easy to see the width, how many decimeters, like I stuck the shovel in the snow through the ice, and so we were trying to debate if it was about 10 inches. I thought it was about 7 and William thought it was about 10. And it's hard to tell because you kind of count inches, and inches are very small, so there can be a lot of them. But a decimeter is about this big, or the width of your hand is about a decimeter. So I guess if they count how many hands high a horse is, it's the same as how many decimeters. I have to measure my palm against a ruler. 10 centimeters is a decimeter. 10 decimeters is a meter. Is that right? 10 decimeters is a meter? 100 centimeters. Yeah, I guess so. 100 centimeters are in a meter. A centimeter is pretty small. A decimeter being 10 of those. Not that big. 1, 2, 3. So let's see. 2.5 centimeters is an inch. So 5 centimeters is 2 inches. 10 centimeters is 4 inches. So a decimeter is about 4 inches. So that's easier to figure out, isn't it? If you know how big a decimeter is, you could just quickly add decimeters to determine height or width or whatever, depth of the snow. It's a lot easier than saying, oh, about 6 inches, which could be, inches are bigger than I thought they were. I thought they were about the size of the top of my thumb. But I don't think that that's right. In fact, I think it's actually wrong. Used to be that. Maybe my thumb was longer then. That's not possible. It's impossible. Something that's not possible is impossible. But something that's not sincere is insincere. Why is it not insincere? Insincere and impossible. And in spite or spite. Or instead? How about instead? Yes, we have. No wonder it's hard for people to learn English. Pretty well have to memorize all these things. Or disconnect means not connected, so how about imconnect? Connected or inconnected. Or like disinterested, disable, disconnect, disability, well that would be disabled. Imable or enable. Well, inability. So a person that's handicapped or disabled should be enabled. Ah, that's with an E. So if you add it with an E, enabled, then becomes positive. So inconnect. E-N, connect. Disconnect is to take it apart. Inconnect would be to put it together. Incorrect, discorrect, incorrect. Incorrect. Well, that would just be correct. And so if it's not salted, it should be imsalted, or insalted, or dissalted. But if it is salted, I guess that's what you say is salted. Alright, well that's my update for today. For the moment, it's dispossible to explain what I'm talking about. Goodbye. You can do this at home. Results will differ. And you saw it here last.